Have you ever wondered why the start of a new year feels like the perfect time to become a better version of yourself? What if this year could be the year you finally take that step toward real change? Can a single decision truly transform your life for the better? Starting right now, imagine waking up every day feeling more at peace, focused, and ready to take on the challenges life throws your way. Let me share a simple example. Think about how a small change in your daily routine, like taking 5 minutes to meditate each morning, can slowly shift your mindset. Over time, those 5 minutes become a moment of clarity, helping you make better choices, manage stress, and approach life with a sense of calm. It's not magic, it's mindfulness, and it's within your reach. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we help you grow and evolve in ways you never thought possible. If you want to truly become a better version of yourself in this new year, stick around, because we're about to explore the steps that can help you change your life. But before we dive in, I need to ask, did you know that there are so many views on this channel but only 0.2% of people subscribe? Yes, only a small percentage of viewers actually hit that subscribe button. So, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, because by doing so, you'll not only help us grow but also stay connected with the wisdom and guidance that can truly transform your life. Don't miss out on the opportunity to start this journey with us. Now, let's get into the real work of becoming the best version of you. You've got this. Mindful beginnings, setting intentions with clarity. To begin the journey of becoming a better version of yourself, it is important to first understand what direction you want to go in. This is where setting clear intentions comes into play. When you set an intention, you are giving yourself a purpose, a path to follow. It's not just about making resolutions. It's about deciding what kind of person you wish to be and then moving towards that with mindful action. The practice of mindfulness helps you become fully aware of the present moment, and it allows you to set intentions with clarity. By being mindful, you tune into your thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment. This clarity will guide your decisions in the coming year. Just like a tree grows towards the sunlight, your intentions will guide you toward growth. The first step is to pause and reflect. Take a moment to ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be? You must start with a deep understanding of who you are right now. This is not about criticism or self-blame, but about honest observation. Notice what habits, patterns, or beliefs no longer serve you. Let go of the ones that hold you back. Next, think about the qualities you want to cultivate in yourself. Do you wish to be more patient, kind, or focused? Or perhaps you want to be more disciplined in your actions? Whatever it is, take a moment to write down your intentions. Writing them down makes them real. It's a commitment you make to yourself, a promise to move toward growth. Once you've written your intentions, it's time to break them down into smaller, achievable goals. The beauty of intentions is that they are not meant to be rigid rules. Instead, they are guiding principles that shape the way you live each day. For example, if your intention is to be more mindful, you might start by dedicating 5 minutes each morning to meditation. Over time, this small habit will create a ripple effect, and mindfulness will become a natural part of your life. Setting intentions also means accepting that you will face challenges. Life is not a straight path, and obstacles will appear along the way. But by setting clear intentions, you will be able to navigate these challenges with a sense of purpose. When you face difficulties, remember your intention. It will remind you why you started this journey and help you stay on course. Another important part of setting intentions is to let go of the need for perfection. Many people set goals or intentions only to become frustrated when they don't achieve them right away. It's important to be patient with yourself. Growth is not immediate. It takes time, practice, and consistency. If you slip up, don't be discouraged. Simply get back on track and continue working toward your intention. It's also helpful to reflect regularly on your intentions. Every few weeks, take a moment to ask yourself how things are going. Are you staying true to your intention? What's working well, and what could you improve? This practice of self-reflection will keep you aligned with your purpose. It will help you adapt to changes and stay flexible in your approach. The more you reflect, the more you will learn about yourself and your growth. Mindfulness also teaches us the value of being present in each moment. Often, we get caught up in the past or future, but true growth happens right here, right now. When you are mindful of your thoughts, actions, and emotions, you will be able to catch yourself when you stray from your intentions. It's in the small, everyday moments that we make the most significant changes. At the heart of setting intentions is the idea of kindness. Be kind to yourself as you embark on this journey. Setbacks are part of life, but they do not define you. What matters is your commitment to getting back up and continuing forward. When you approach your growth with compassion and patience, you will see more progress than you ever thought possible. The practice of setting intentions is also about aligning your actions with your values. If your intention is to be more kind, then look for opportunities to show kindness every day. Whether it's a smile to a stranger or a kind word to a friend, these small acts of kindness reinforce your intention and deepen your practice. As you set your intentions, remember that they should be meaningful to you. Don't follow someone else's idea of what you should want. Your intentions should reflect your unique path, your desires, and your values. When your intentions are deeply connected to who you are, they will naturally inspire you to take action. In Buddhism, we are taught that all things are interconnected. Setting intentions is no different. Your intentions affect not only your life but the lives of those around you. When you become the best version of yourself, it ripples out into the world. Your growth and transformation have the power to inspire and uplift others. As you move forward in your journey, remember that setting intentions is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. Each day is an opportunity to realign yourself with your intentions. It's about living with purpose, awareness, and mindfulness. It's about making choices that reflect the person you wish to become. Setting intentions is the first step toward creating a better version of yourself in this new year. With clarity and mindfulness, you can transform your life. It's not about achieving perfection, but about making consistent, mindful choices that bring you closer to your true self. When you commit to this practice, you will begin to see small, yet profound changes in your life. Start today. Sit in silence for a few minutes and reflect on what you truly want to create in your life. Set your intentions with clarity and purpose. Let this year be the year you transform, not just on the outside, but on the inside. With each mindful step, you will grow closer to the person you are meant to be. And as you embark on this journey, remember that you are not alone. The path of self-improvement is one that we all walk together. The beauty of this practice is that it invites you to be your best self, but also to support and uplift others along the way. When we set intentions with clarity, we not only transform ourselves, but we also help to create a more mindful and compassionate world, transforming challenges into opportunities. In the journey of life, challenges are inevitable. They come in all shapes and sizes, some big, some small, some expected, and others completely unexpected. But here's a truth that many overlook. Challenges are not obstacles to your happiness. They are opportunities for growth. Think about it. Every challenge you face is a chance to learn something new, to see the world from a different perspective, and to become stronger in ways you never imagined. Life is not about avoiding difficulty. It's about how you respond to it. The way you react to challenges shapes your life. In fact, it is your reaction, not the challenge itself, that determines the outcome. To truly embrace challenges as opportunities, we must first understand that life is not meant to be easy all the time. This is a common misconception. The teachings of Buddhism remind us that suffering is a part of life, and rather than resisting it, we can learn to accept it. When we accept life's difficulties, we open the door to growth. This is where true transformation begins. Consider the story of the lotus flower. The lotus grows in muddy waters, and despite its surroundings, it rises above the surface to bloom beautifully. The lotus does not fight the mud. It uses the mud to grow. Similarly, you can use life's difficulties to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. When a challenge arises, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what is this challenge teaching me? By doing so, you shift your focus from feeling defeated to seeing the lesson that is waiting for you. Every obstacle is an opportunity to practice patience, compassion, and resilience, qualities that will serve you throughout your life. But how do we turn challenges into opportunities? The first step is to change your mindset. Often, we view challenges through a negative lens, thinking of them as problems that need to be solved immediately. Instead, try to view challenges as chances to grow. When you change your perspective, you change the way you approach life. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you start feeling empowered. Buddhism teaches us the importance of mindfulness in this process. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment, observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. When you are mindful, you become more aware of how you are responding to challenges. Instead of reacting with frustration or fear, you can respond with calm and clarity. You can choose your response, and in doing so, you transform the challenge into an opportunity. Another key to turning challenges into opportunities is acceptance. It's natural to resist difficulty, but resistance only causes more suffering. By accepting that challenges are part of life, you can release the mental struggle and open yourself up to solutions. Acceptance does not mean giving up or resigning yourself to a bad situation. It means acknowledging what is and choosing to move forward with a clear mind and an open heart. Take, for example, the story of a monk who faced a great personal loss. Rather than becoming bitter or angry, he accepted the reality of the situation and allowed himself to feel the grief without judgment. He did not try to escape the pain, but instead, he allowed himself to learn from it. Over time, the monk discovered that the loss deepened his compassion for others who were also suffering. His challenge became an opportunity for him to grow in wisdom and empathy. In your own life, when you encounter a challenge, try to approach it with the same openness. Ask yourself, how can this situation make me a better person? What can I learn from this experience? By shifting your focus from the problem to the potential growth, you open yourself to new possibilities. Resilience is another essential trait when it comes to transforming challenges. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from difficulties, to get up after falling, and to keep going even when the path is tough. In Buddhism, we learn that the nature of life is impermanent. This means that everything, both good and bad, changes. No situation, no matter how difficult, will last forever. When you cultivate resilience, you understand that challenges are temporary, and you are capable of overcoming them. To build resilience, start by developing a practice of self-compassion. When you face a challenge, treat yourself with kindness. Avoid being too harsh or critical. Instead, acknowledge your efforts and progress, no matter how small. Remind yourself that it is okay to struggle, and it is okay to not have all the answers right away. Self-compassion allows you to stay grounded during tough times, and it helps you recover faster. Another important aspect of transforming challenges into opportunities is the practice of letting go. In Buddhism, letting go is not about giving up. It is about releasing attachment to outcomes. Often, we cling to how we think things should be or how we think things will turn out. This attachment can cause unnecessary stress and frustration. By letting go of rigid expectations and accepting things as they are, you can embrace challenges with more ease and clarity. Letting go also means letting go of the fear of failure. Many of us avoid challenges because we fear that we will fail. But failure is not the end. It is a lesson. Each failure is a stepping stone on the path to success. When you let go of the fear of failure, you free yourself to take risks, to try new things, and to grow beyond your limitations. One of the most powerful ways to transform challenges into opportunities is through gratitude. Even in difficult situations, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is wrong to what is right, and it helps you see the silver lining in any situation. By practicing gratitude, you can change your mindset and find peace even in the midst of challenges. In summary, life's challenges are not there to defeat you. They are there to teach you. They are opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become a better version of yourself. By changing your mindset, practicing mindfulness, accepting what is, and cultivating resilience, you can turn every challenge into an opportunity for transformation. Life is full of difficulties, but it is also full of lessons. Embrace them, and you will find that challenges are not obstacles, but stepping stones on your journey to a better you. Embracing gratitude and compassion. In the stillness of the present moment, there is a power greater than any force in the world. The power of gratitude. Gratitude is the key to unlocking peace and joy in your life, even when the world around you seems chaotic. Have you ever stopped for just a moment to appreciate the simple things, like the warmth of the sun on your face or the kindness of a stranger? These moments, though small, are the essence of life itself. By cultivating gratitude, You can shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. Gratitude opens your heart, like a flower blooming in the morning light. It's not just about saying thank you for the things you have. It's about feeling thankful, deeply thankful, for every experience, every lesson, and every breath. Even when life is difficult, there is always something to be grateful for. Perhaps it's the opportunity to grow, to learn, or to become more aware of your own strength. In Buddhist teachings, gratitude is seen as a pathway to joy, for it helps us connect to the present moment and realize that life, in all its imperfection, is precious. When we cultivate gratitude, we also begin to notice the beauty in others. Compassion grows naturally from a heart filled with gratitude. To feel grateful for your own life is to want others to experience that same peace and happiness. Compassion is the natural extension of a grateful heart, and it is through compassion that we connect to the world around us. Compassion is not just about being kind to others. It's about understanding their pain, their struggles, and offering them a space to heal. In Buddhism, compassion is one of the central virtues. The Buddha himself taught that we should not only be kind to those we love, but to all beings, whether human or animal. Compassion is the act of seeing the suffering of others and wanting to help them ease that suffering. This doesn't mean fixing everything or offering solutions. Sometimes, the greatest gift you can give is simply to listen, to be present, and to show that you care. There is a story in Buddhist teachings about a monk who lived in a small village. Every day, he would sit by the river, and the villagers would come to him with their problems. One day, a man came to the monk and said, "I have so many worries about my family, my job, my health. I feel overwhelmed by it all. How can I find peace?" The monk looked at him with deep compassion and said, "I cannot take away your burdens, but I can help you change how you carry them. Sit with me, and let us breathe together. Let us acknowledge your suffering, and through that acknowledgement, find peace." The monk did not offer quick solutions or advice. Instead, he offered his presence, his compassion, and in doing so, helped the man begin his journey toward peace. This story reminds us that sometimes, what we need most is not to be fixed but to be understood. When we approach others with compassion, we offer them the space to heal and grow in their own time, in their own way. Compassion asks us to be gentle with others, but also with ourselves. Just as we offer kindness to others, we must also practice self-compassion. To be kind to yourself is to understand that you, too, are worthy of love and care, despite your flaws and mistakes. When we are compassionate, we begin to see the world with new eyes. We no longer see people as obstacles or inconveniences, but as fellow travelers on the path of life. We recognize that everyone is fighting their own battles, even if we cannot always see them. This understanding brings a deep sense of peace, for it allows us to let go of judgment and embrace the impermanence of all things. Gratitude and compassion are not abstract ideas. They are practices we can engage in every day. You can start by simply taking a moment each morning to reflect on the things you are grateful for. Your health, your family, the beauty of nature, the kindness of a friend. As you go through your day, try to notice the little things that bring you joy. When you encounter someone who seems upset or in need, offer them a smile, a kind word, or simply your presence. These small acts of compassion ripple out into the world, creating a wave of kindness that can transform lives. In your daily life, practice gratitude by acknowledging the things that bring you peace. If you are troubled by something, pause and ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this situation? It may not always be easy to find, but there is always something, no matter how small. By focusing on gratitude, you shift your mind away from scarcity and toward abundance. Compassion, too, can be cultivated in small moments. It doesn't require grand gestures or sacrifices. It's in the way you listen to a friend who is hurting, the way you treat a stranger with respect, or the way you forgive yourself when you make a mistake. Compassion grows in the quiet moments, the ones that often go unnoticed. But over time, these small moments add up to create a life filled with love, understanding, and peace. True gratitude and compassion are not about expecting something in return. They are acts of love that flow freely, without attachment or expectation. When we give without expecting, we experience a deep sense of joy. for we are no longer focused on ourselves, but on the well-being of others. This selfless giving is at the heart of Buddhist practice, for it helps us transcend the ego and connect to something greater than ourselves. As we learn to embrace gratitude and compassion, we begin to understand that we are all interconnected. The happiness of one is the happiness of all. When we uplift others, we lift ourselves. When we bring joy to others, we bring joy to our own hearts. This interconnectedness is the foundation of a peaceful world, and it begins with you. So, let your heart be open to gratitude and compassion, and watch as it transforms your life. It may not happen overnight, but with each small step, you will become more at peace with yourself and the world around you. When you choose gratitude, you choose happiness. When you choose compassion, you choose love. And when you choose both, you choose a life filled with light. Take a moment now to reflect on what you are grateful for. What simple joys have you overlooked in your daily life? And how can you show compassion to someone today, even in the smallest of ways? These are the questions that will guide you on your path toward a better, more peaceful you. The power of meditation for personal growth. In the journey of becoming a better version of ourselves, there's a simple, yet powerful tool that can make all the difference: meditation. It might seem like a small practice, just sitting quietly for a few minutes, but the impact it has on the mind, body, and spirit is profound. So, what is it about meditation that makes it such an essential part of personal growth? Let's start by understanding the nature of the mind. The mind is often like a cluttered room, filled with thoughts, distractions, worries, and emotions. It can be overwhelming, like trying to work in a room where you can't even see the desk because of the mess. Meditation is like taking the time to clear out that room, one small piece at a time. You might not clear everything in one go, but with regular practice, you'll notice the difference. Through meditation, we start to build awareness. Awareness is the ability to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. Think of it like standing on the shore of a river and watching the water flow by. You're not jumping into the river, trying to control the flow. Instead, you're just observing, letting it pass. This is the power of mindfulness, a core practice in meditation. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of how we react to situations and how our thoughts shape our reality. Over time, we start to respond to life more calmly and wisely, rather than being swept away by the current. But it's not just about observing our thoughts, it's also about creating space for inner peace. In the stillness of meditation, we can experience moments of deep calm. This peace doesn't depend on external circumstances. It's always available within us, waiting to be discovered. Just like a deep well, even when the surface water is disturbed, the stillness lies beneath. Meditation helps us tap into that stillness. The more we meditate, the easier it becomes to access this peace, no matter what chaos is happening around us. One of the most profound effects of meditation is how it teaches us to accept ourselves. In our busy, judgmental world, it's easy to become harsh on ourselves. We measure our worth based on achievements, appearance, or how others see us. But meditation helps us to slow down and realize that we are enough, just as we are. With each mindful breath, we let go of the need to be perfect. We stop comparing ourselves to others. Instead, we start to accept ourselves with compassion. This acceptance leads to growth. It's like watering a plant. When we water it consistently, it grows strong and healthy. In the same way, when we nurture ourselves with kindness through meditation, we begin to grow into the person we are meant to be. Meditation also strengthens our ability to focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. We are constantly pulled in different directions: work, social media, responsibilities, and worries. Our minds are often scattered, making it difficult to concentrate on anything for too long. Meditation trains the mind to focus, to stay present. By practicing focusing on just one thing, your breath, a sound, or a mantra, you start to build a habit of focus. And with this focus, you can accomplish so much more in your life. The mind becomes a tool, rather than something that controls you. But meditation doesn't just affect the mind, it also impacts the body. When we sit in stillness and practice deep breathing, we activate the body's relaxation response. Our heart rate slows, our muscles relax, and we feel a sense of ease in our body. Over time, This physical relaxation translates into less stress, fewer physical ailments, and greater overall health. It's a reminder that the mind and body are deeply connected, and taking care of one will positively affect the other. The beauty of meditation is that it's not a complicated practice. It doesn't require special skills or knowledge. All you need is the willingness to sit, breathe, and be present. There's no right or wrong way to meditate. The goal isn't to clear your mind completely, but rather to become more aware of the thoughts that come and go, without being attached to them. It's about allowing space for stillness and peace. As you begin to meditate, don't expect immediate results. Just like any skill, meditation takes time to master. In the beginning, your mind may be filled with distractions, and you might feel impatient or frustrated. But remember, the key is consistency. Even if you only meditate for a few minutes each day, over time, you will start to see the benefits. It's like planting seeds in the ground. At first, you don't see anything happening, but with patience, the seeds begin to grow into something beautiful. One of the most transformative aspects of meditation is how it helps us let go of attachments. In our everyday lives, we often become attached to things, our possessions, our achievements, or even our relationships. These attachments create tension and suffering. Meditation helps us to see that everything is temporary, that change is inevitable, and that we don't need to hold on so tightly. This sense of non-attachment brings freedom. We start to let go of the things that weigh us down, and in doing so, we make space for new experiences, new possibilities, and new growth. Meditation also teaches us patience. In our fast-paced world, we often expect quick results. We want instant gratification, whether it's through work, relationships, or even personal growth. But meditation teaches us that true change takes time. It's not about rushing to the next moment. It's about being present in the now. When we learn to embrace patience through meditation, we begin to live with more peace and less stress. As we meditate, we also begin to develop greater empathy for others. The practice of mindfulness allows us to observe our own thoughts and feelings, which in turn helps us understand the thoughts and feelings of those around us. We become more compassionate, not only toward ourselves but also toward others. This compassion fosters better relationships, deeper connections, and a greater sense of community. It's important to remember that meditation is not a one-time fix for our problems. It's a lifelong practice. Just like any skill, it requires dedication and consistency. But the rewards are worth it. As you continue to meditate, you'll notice changes in your attitude, your relationships, and your overall well-being. You'll begin to live with greater clarity, peace, and purpose. Meditation is a powerful tool for personal growth because it helps us connect with the present moment, clear the clutter of the mind, and create space for peace, acceptance, and growth. It's not about achieving perfection. It's about being present and aware, learning to let go of what no longer serves us, and embracing the life that unfolds before us. So, as you move forward on your journey to becoming a better version of yourself, make meditation a part of your daily practice. It's a simple, yet profound way to transform your mind, your body, and your spirit. Take a moment each day to sit in stillness, breathe deeply, and just be. With time, you'll discover that the power of meditation can unlock the true potential within you, overcoming negative patterns and habits. In the quiet of the morning, when the world is still and the air is fresh, there is a space where you can simply be. In this space, you realize that your mind is like a garden, and what you plant in it grows. If you have planted thoughts of doubt, fear, or negativity, those will grow too. But, just as a gardener pulls out weeds to allow the flowers to bloom, you can also pull out the negative patterns in your mind, making room for positive thoughts to take root. But first, we must understand what these negative patterns are. Often, they are automatic reactions, habits of thought or behavior that have been with us for years. They are learned over time, perhaps from past experiences, other people, or even our own fears and insecurities. These patterns are not necessarily who we are. They are simply habits that have become ingrained in our daily lives. Take a moment and think about the times when you've reacted negatively, whether it was anger, frustration, or self-doubt. Why did you react that way? Were you aware of the choice you made in that moment? More often than not, we aren't fully aware of our automatic responses. We get swept up in our emotions or old habits without realizing we have the power to choose a different path. This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness teaches us to become aware of our thoughts and actions. It shows us that we don't have to be slaves to our patterns. With mindfulness, we can observe our reactions without judgment and choose how to respond. When you feel anger rising within you, instead of reacting immediately, you can pause, take a deep breath, and observe that feeling. By doing so, you create space for a different response, perhaps one rooted in patience or understanding. A simple practice to begin breaking negative patterns is the practice of pausing. When you feel yourself slipping into a negative pattern, whether it's a thought of self-criticism or a habitual reaction to stress, take a moment to stop. Close your eyes for a second, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that you are in control of how you respond. This moment of pause is like a bridge between your old patterns and the new way of thinking you are working to create. Over time, with practice, you'll find that the pause becomes natural and your reactions will become more thoughtful, more measured, and more aligned with your true intentions. The key to breaking negative habits is patience. Just as you wouldn't expect a tree to grow overnight, you shouldn't expect instant results. It takes time to rewire the mind, but every time you choose a different response, you are planting the seeds for a new, healthier pattern. One of the most important things to remember is that you are not your negative patterns. These patterns are not your identity. They are simply old ways of thinking that no longer serve you. The true essence of who you are, the calm, compassionate, and wise part of you, is always present, waiting for you to awaken to it. It is like the sun that is hidden behind clouds. It's always there, but sometimes it's just obscured by the noise of your thoughts. When you clear away the clouds, the light of your true self shines through. This process of overcoming negative patterns requires courage. It requires the courage to face your fears, doubts, and habits head-on. It also requires the courage to forgive yourself. When you slip up and fall into old patterns, don't beat yourself up. Acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and move forward with kindness toward yourself. In Buddhism, we speak of the concept of letting go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing attachment to the patterns and habits that no longer serve you. It's like cleaning out your closet. You don't need to keep every piece of clothing from the past. Some things are simply too worn out to wear anymore. By letting go of these old patterns, you create space for new, healthier ones to take their place. Another way to break free from negative habits is through self-reflection. Take time each day to reflect on your actions and thoughts. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I react in situations? And what would I do differently next time? This simple act of reflection helps you become aware of your patterns and helps you see where you are making progress. Gratitude is also a powerful tool in overcoming negative patterns. When you focus on the positive aspects of your life, you shift your mind's attention away from what's wrong or lacking. This shift in focus is like turning a light on in a dark room. Suddenly, everything looks brighter. Each time you notice something to be grateful for, no matter how small, you are rewiring your brain to focus on the good. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or difficulties, but rather choosing to see the possibilities within them. Remember, every step you take toward breaking a negative pattern is an act of kindness toward yourself. You are offering yourself the gift of growth and change. By letting go of the old, you are making space for something new, something better. Just like the garden that blossoms in the spring after the weeds are pulled away, your mind will bloom when you clear out the negativity. Overcoming negative patterns and habits is not easy. It's a journey that requires persistence, mindfulness, and self-compassion. But it is possible. With each small step you take, you are creating a new way of being, one that is free from the hold of old habits. And as you move forward, you'll find that your life becomes lighter, more peaceful, and full of possibility. So, the next time you catch yourself in a negative pattern, remember that you have the power to change. You have the power to choose a different path. With patience, awareness, and the courage to let go, you can overcome the habits that no longer serve you and begin to live in alignment with your true self. The journey may be long, but every step is worth it. And with each step, you are becoming a better, more mindful version of yourself. Living in harmony with yourself and others. To live in harmony, one must first understand what true harmony means. Harmony is not about the absence of conflict, but about how we handle those conflicts and how we treat ourselves and others. True harmony comes from within. It is about finding balance between our mind, our body, and our spirit, so that we are able to respond to the world around us with peace, compassion, and understanding. Think for a moment about the people around you. How often do you find yourself reacting in anger or frustration when things don't go as planned? How often do you blame others for your own unhappiness? The truth is, we all experience these moments. But what if we could learn to stop, breathe, and respond from a place of calm? This is where true harmony begins. The first step toward harmony is learning to accept ourselves as we are. So many of us struggle with self-judgment. We criticize ourselves for not being perfect, for making mistakes, for not being where we think we should be in life. But self-acceptance is the foundation of peace. The Buddha teaches us that to truly live in harmony with the world, we must first live in harmony with ourselves. Accept your imperfections. Embrace your flaws. They are what make you unique. When you learn to accept yourself fully, you open the door to harmony in all aspects of your life. Once you have cultivated this self-acceptance, it becomes easier to extend that same compassion and understanding to others. Think about how much suffering in the world comes from misunderstandings and judgment. We judge others based on our own fears and insecurities. But what if we could learn to see others as they are, without the filter of judgment? What if we could let go of our need to control or change others and simply allow them to be? This doesn't mean we have to agree with everyone or accept harmful behavior. It means recognizing that every person is on their own journey, with their own struggles, just like us. When we approach others with compassion, we create space for understanding and connection. This is where harmony truly blossoms. Living in harmony also means learning to let go of the need for constant validation. We often seek approval from others because we believe it will bring us peace. But the peace we seek cannot be found outside ourselves. The Buddha teaches us that true peace comes from within. When we stop seeking external validation and start validating ourselves, we become stronger and more centered. We no longer rely on the approval of others to feel worthy or valuable. This self-validation allows us to approach relationships from a place of authenticity. When we are at peace with ourselves, we can engage with others in a more genuine and meaningful way. We are not driven by the need to impress or prove ourselves. We can simply be ourselves, and that is enough. As you move through your day, pay attention to your interactions with others. Notice when you feel frustration or anger rising. Ask yourself, what is the source of these feelings? Often, our reactions are not about the other person, but about our own expectations or unresolved emotions. When we can pause and reflect, we create space for a more thoughtful response. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose to respond with kindness and understanding. This is not to say that you should suppress your feelings or pretend that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging your feelings and then choosing to act in a way that promotes peace, both for yourself and others. The Buddha teaches us that our actions, words, and thoughts create the world around us. When we act from a place of love and compassion, we invite more love and compassion into our lives. Living in harmony also means learning to let go of attachment. Attachment is the root of suffering. We become attached to things, to outcomes, to people, and we suffer when they do not go the way we expect. But when we release our attachment, we find freedom. We no longer cling to the idea of how things should be. We accept life as it is, with all its ups and downs, and we move through it with grace. One powerful way to cultivate harmony is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment. When we are mindful, we are able to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming caught up in them. We can watch them come and go like clouds in the sky, without allowing them to disturb our inner peace. Mindfulness helps us to slow down, to listen, and to truly understand ourselves and others. It is the key to living in harmony. In relationships, mindfulness can help us become better listeners. How often do we listen to respond, rather than to truly understand? When we listen mindfully, we are present with the other person, giving them our full attention. We are not thinking about what we will say next or judging them. We are simply listening with an open heart. This creates a space for connection and understanding, and it allows us to respond with compassion rather than reaction. Another important aspect of harmony is forgiveness. Holding on to grudges and resentment only weighs us down. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior, but about releasing the grip that anger and resentment have on our hearts. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the burden of past hurts. We let go of the need to control or punish others, and we make space for healing and peace. Forgiveness is also an act of self-love. When we hold on to anger, we are only hurting ourselves. Forgiving others allows us to release that anger and move forward with a lighter heart. It is one of the most powerful ways to live in harmony with ourselves. In every moment, we have the opportunity to create harmony, both within ourselves and with others. It begins with the simple practice of mindfulness, acceptance, and compassion. When we embrace these qualities, we begin to shift the energy around us. We create a peaceful environment, not only for ourselves but for those around us. Harmony is not something we seek outside of ourselves. It is something we create from within. To live in harmony is to live with intention. It is about making conscious choices that align with your values and your highest self. It is about showing up for yourself and for others with kindness, patience, and understanding. It is about living in the present moment, free from judgment and attachment. As you go through this day, remember that harmony is a practice, not a destination. It takes time, patience, and consistent effort. But with each step, you will find yourself becoming more at peace with who you are, with those around you, and with the world. The path to harmony is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you choose to live in harmony, you choose to live a life of peace, compassion, and understanding. You choose to be a light in the world, radiating love and acceptance to everyone you meet. And in doing so, you not only transform your own life but the lives of those around you. Live in harmony. Be at peace, and watch as your world transforms. Cultivating resilience through mindfulness. Resilience is like the deep roots of a tree. No matter how strong the wind blows, a tree with deep roots stands firm. Similarly, in life, no matter how many storms we face, resilience helps us remain strong, steady, and unbroken. But how do we build this resilience? The answer lies in mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present. It's about observing what's happening around you and inside you, without judgment. When you are mindful, you become aware of your thoughts, feelings, and reactions in each moment. This awareness helps you respond to challenges calmly and wisely, instead of reacting impulsively. Life is full of ups and downs. At times, it feels like we're swimming against a strong current. Stress, disappointment, and setbacks can make us feel overwhelmed. However, mindfulness teaches us that these difficult moments are temporary. Like waves crashing against the shore, they will come and go. By staying present, we don't get swept away by the tide. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding challenges. It means facing them with a steady heart. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to pause before reacting. This pause is where true strength lies. Instead of rushing into decisions or allowing emotions to control you, you take a moment to breathe, reflect, and choose your response. This is the foundation of resilience. Let's consider a simple example. Imagine you're faced with a difficult conversation at work. You're nervous, and your heart starts to race. In that moment, mindfulness helps you notice these physical sensations, your quick breath, your tight chest. Rather than reacting with anxiety or anger, you take a deep breath. You allow yourself a moment of clarity. You can choose to stay calm, listen carefully, and respond thoughtfully. This pause transforms the situation. You've built resilience through mindfulness, and now, instead of being swept away by your emotions, you stand firm, centered, and in control. Every time you practice mindfulness, you are training your mind to stay calm in the face of challenges. The more you practice, the stronger your resilience becomes. And over time, this resilience doesn't just apply to big challenges, but to everyday situations, like a frustrating traffic jam, a misunderstanding with a friend, or a long day at work. You begin to notice that, no matter what life throws your way, you can face it with a peaceful heart and a clear mind. One of the core principles of Buddhism is the idea of impermanence. Everything changes. Challenges and difficulties are no exception. Just like a storm will eventually pass, your struggles will also fade away. But when you are mindful, you're able to face them with a deep understanding that nothing is permanent. You don't get stuck in the difficulty, you simply allow it to pass. This awareness of impermanence builds resilience, because you know that nothing, whether good or bad, lasts forever. Through mindfulness, you also learn to accept things as they are. Often, we resist what's happening in our lives. We fight against discomfort, disappointment, or pain, wishing that things were different. But mindfulness teaches us to accept reality, even when it's not what we want. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means acknowledging the situation as it is, without judgment or resistance, and choosing to respond with calmness and clarity. Think of a river. It flows around rocks and obstacles without fighting them. It simply adapts, moving forward with ease. This is the wisdom that mindfulness offers us. Instead of pushing against life's challenges, we learn to move through them with grace. And in doing so, we become more resilient. Another powerful tool for building resilience through mindfulness is self-compassion. Often, when we face difficulties, we are our own harshest critics. We blame ourselves, feel guilty, or believe we're not strong enough to handle the situation. But self-compassion allows us to treat ourselves with the same kindness we would offer to a friend. When you are compassionate with yourself, you stop beating yourself up over mistakes and instead focus on learning and growing. This self-compassion builds inner strength because you're no longer weighed down by negative self-talk. You begin to see yourself as worthy of kindness, even in difficult times. A key element of resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Mindfulness helps you do this by teaching you not to get stuck in your failures or disappointments. It helps you see each challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of dwelling on mistakes, you acknowledge them, accept them, and then let them go. This freedom from the past allows you to move forward with fresh energy without being held back by regret or guilt. As you practice mindfulness, you also begin to notice patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. These patterns often shape how we respond to stress and difficulty. Some of us may tend to shut down or withdraw, while others may react with anger or frustration. By becoming mindful of these patterns, you gain the power to change them. You can choose new, healthier responses to challenges, ones that help you build resilience rather than drain your energy. One of the most beautiful aspects of mindfulness is that it can be practiced anywhere, at any time. You don't need to be sitting in a quiet room to be mindful. You can practice mindfulness while walking, eating, working, or even during a difficult conversation. The key is to stay present, to focus on the current moment, and to observe without judgment. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and the more resilient you become in the face of life's challenges. In Buddhism, the concept of right effort is closely related to resilience. Right effort means striving to do the right thing with a balanced mind. It's not about pushing yourself too hard, but rather about cultivating the right attitude toward your challenges. Right effort encourages you to keep moving forward, even when things are tough, and to stay committed to your practice, even when progress feels slow. This balanced effort is key to building resilience, because it prevents burnout and keeps you focused on your long-term growth. Ultimately, mindfulness and resilience go hand in hand. Mindfulness helps you face life with clarity and calm, and resilience gives you the strength to move through life's ups and downs without losing your balance. By cultivating both, you create a foundation of peace and strength within yourself, one that can withstand any challenge. So, how can you start building resilience through mindfulness today? Begin by taking small moments throughout your day to pause and observe. Notice how you're feeling, what thoughts are arising, and how your body is responding. With practice, you'll find that these moments of mindfulness become more natural, and you'll feel stronger and more resilient in the face of life's challenges. Remember, resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you can cultivate, one mindful breath at a time. Keep practicing, keep growing, and soon you'll see how much stronger and more resilient you've become. Sustaining growth with wisdom and reflection. In the journey to becoming a better you, there comes a time when the excitement of change fades and the true work begins. It's easy to start strong, but the challenge lies in sustaining that growth. How do we continue growing after the initial spark of transformation? The answer is simple: wisdom and reflection. When we speak of wisdom, we speak of understanding things as they are, not as we wish them to be, but as they truly are. Wisdom is not about knowing everything or being the smartest person in the room. It's about having the patience to observe, the courage to face the truth, and the humility to accept that we don't have all the answers. Wisdom helps us see the world clearly, without the fog of our expectations or desires. It brings balance into our lives, allowing us to make choices that align with our true purpose. Now, reflection is the tool that helps us gather that wisdom. It's about looking back, not in regret, but in understanding. Every action, every decision, in every moment of our lives offers us a chance to learn. The key is to slow down enough to reflect on these moments, without rushing forward in the quest for the next thing. Imagine this. You've had a challenging day. Things didn't go as planned, and you're feeling frustrated. In that moment, reflection can become your ally. Instead of carrying that frustration with you into the next day, take a few minutes to sit quietly. Breathe. Let the thoughts come and go. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I do better next time? What was the lesson hidden in this difficulty? This process of reflection allows us to grow from every experience. We stop seeing setbacks as failures and start seeing them as opportunities to develop deeper wisdom. We learn to treat ourselves with kindness, understanding that growth is not linear. There will be ups and downs, but each moment is valuable. In Buddhism, there's a teaching called the middle way, which encourages balance. It's a reminder that life isn't about extremes, but about finding harmony in the present moment. To sustain growth, we must avoid the trap of pushing ourselves too hard or being too lenient. Wisdom teaches us to find the middle path in everything we do. Not too much effort, but not too little. Simply enough to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Reflection also invites us to cultivate patience. Growth takes time. It's easy to look at where you want to be and feel frustrated when you're not there yet. But patience reminds us that change doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow process, like the growth of a tree. You don't see the roots growing beneath the soil, but they're there, supporting everything above. So too, are your efforts, quiet, steady, and necessary. Another important aspect of sustaining growth is understanding impermanence. Everything changes. Everything has a beginning and an end. Our thoughts, our feelings, our lives, they are all constantly changing. And this is something we must accept. When we understand that nothing is permanent, we become more adaptable. The things that once seemed impossible to change will no longer seem so daunting. You'll realize that you, too, are part of this cycle of change, and you have the power to grow with it. When you reflect on this impermanence, you begin to see that every moment is precious. This awareness encourages us to live with more purpose. Every action we take, every word we speak, becomes more intentional. We no longer take time for granted. Each day becomes an opportunity to make progress, no matter how small. Wisdom, reflection, and patience, they all help us find joy in the process of growth, not just in the destination. You see, the process itself becomes the reward. It's about who you become, not just what you achieve. When you live with wisdom, you begin to appreciate the journey, knowing that each step brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. In our world today, it's easy to get caught up in the idea of success as an end goal, something we can measure, something we can show others. But in the wisdom of Buddhism, success is not about external achievements. It's about internal peace. It's about waking up each day with a sense of contentment, knowing that you are on the right path, doing your best. To truly sustain your growth, you must also learn to forgive yourself. As you reflect, you'll realize that there will be times when you fall short. That's part of being human. The key is not to dwell in guilt or regret. Instead, learn from the experience and move forward with compassion for yourself. This is an essential part of growth, being kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. One practice that helps deepen this wisdom is journaling. Taking a few minutes each day to write down your thoughts, your feelings, your challenges, and your wins can help you reflect more deeply. Writing brings clarity to your mind, helping you understand yourself better. When you look back at what you've written, you'll often notice patterns and insights that you might have missed in the moment. It's a simple yet powerful way to stay connected to your growth. Another practice is mindfulness. Being present in each moment, without judgment, allows you to cultivate awareness of your thoughts and feelings. This awareness is key to sustaining growth because it helps you stay grounded in the present, rather than getting lost in worries about the future or regrets from the past. Mindfulness is the anchor that keeps you steady, no matter what happens around you. As you continue on your path of growth, remember that wisdom is not about being perfect. It's about being open to learning, being willing to reflect, and having the courage to face whatever comes your way. The more you practice these habits, the more natural they will become. You'll find that they shape your life in ways you never expected. Ultimately, the key to sustaining growth is to remain humble. No matter how far you've come, there is always more to learn. Life is a constant journey of discovery, and wisdom helps us stay open to that process. Every day is an opportunity to grow, and reflection keeps us on track. So, as you continue to evolve into a better version of yourself, remember, wisdom and reflection are the tools that will help you sustain that growth. With each step, you'll become more aligned with your true self. The journey may be long, but it's worth it. And in the end, it's not just about becoming a better you. It's about embracing the wisdom that will guide you for the rest of your life. A new year, a new you. Final steps toward transformation. Ah, my dear friend, you have walked far on this journey. Step by step, thought by thought, you have moved closer to becoming the person you wish to be. Now, as we reach the end, let us reflect on what has been learned, and let us plant the seeds for a new beginning. This new year is not just a date on the calendar. It is a doorway. But the doorway will not open unless you are ready to step through. Are you ready? Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the life flowing within you. This is your moment. The journey toward a better you begins with simplicity. Do not burden yourself with unrealistic goals or expectations. The Buddha teaches us the middle path. Not too much, not too little. Start with one thing. Perhaps it is a habit you wish to break or a new practice you want to embrace. Focus your energy there. Small changes, when done with mindfulness, create powerful ripples in your life. Let me remind you of a simple truth. You are not bound by the mistakes of yesterday. Each day, each moment, you are free to choose again. Forgive yourself for what was and let it go. Carry no heavy baggage into the new year. As the Buddha said, in the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go? Love yourself, deeply and without condition. This does not mean ignoring your flaws. It means accepting yourself as you are, with the wisdom to see where you can grow and the courage to embrace that growth. This year, learn to sit quietly with yourself. There is no greater gift you can give than the gift of presence. Whether through meditation, journaling, or a simple walk in nature, take time to connect with your inner self. Listen to the whispers of your heart. It always knows the way. Practice kindness, not just to others but to yourself. When you stumble, as you will, do not be harsh. Speak to yourself as a wise and gentle friend would. It's okay, you might say, I will try again, and then try again. Remember, you are not alone on this path. Every person you meet is walking their own journey, facing their own struggles. Be patient with them, offer compassion, even when it is hard. In helping others, you help yourself. Let go of comparison. The flower does not envy the tree. The sun does not compete with the moon. Each has its place, its purpose, its beauty. So do you. This year, focus on your own growth. Do not worry about where others are or what they are doing. Your path is your own. As you move forward, find joy in the little things. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of rain, the laughter of a child. These are the moments that make life rich. Do not overlook them. Take care of your body, for it is the vessel that carries you through this world. Eat well, sleep well, and move in ways that bring you joy. Treat your body not as a burden, but as a temple. Be mindful of your thoughts, for they shape your reality. When negative thoughts arise, do not fight them. Simply observe them, and let them pass, like clouds in the sky. Choose thoughts that uplift and empower you. Finally, remember the impermanence of all things. This year will pass, as all years do. Embrace each moment fully, knowing it will not come again. The Buddha teaches us that clinging leads to suffering. So, enjoy what is, without holding too tightly. Now, as we conclude, I ask you, what will you do with this year? Will you take what you have learned and put it into action? Will you step through the doorway and begin again? Before you go, I must ask one last favor. Did you know that so many people watch our videos, but only 0.2% subscribe? Yes, that's true. If this journey has inspired you, if it has brought you even a moment of clarity or peace, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Wisdom Woven. By doing so, you not only help us grow, but also help others find this wisdom. This is the end of this video, but it is not the end of your journey. You have the tools. You have the wisdom. Now, go forth and become the best version of yourself. The new year awaits, and so does the new you. Take that step. The path is yours to walk. The Buddha once said, "Each morning, we are born again." What we do today is what matters most. So, take this day, this year, and make it matter. Go in peace. Walk with purpose. Be the light you wish to see in the world. And always remember, the power to change is already within you.